with that down, let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Charlie McGivern, who writes, "Greetings, John and crew from the UK.
Hello.
The 8th entry into the Conjuring Universe, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, has now released here and in other international markets with overwhelmingly positive reactions. I am looking forward to checking it out in cinemas this weekend, but do you think these reviews could mean that The Conjuring 3 will have great box office numbers worldwide? Very best, and have a wonderful day." All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, Conjuring is one of these franchises, maybe the franchise that is kind of like maybe more responsible than anything else. It has kind of buoyed this modest budgeted horror resurgence that we've really seen in theaters the last number of years. I've personally liked a number of not all of them, like the first Annabelle one was terrible, but there's a number of these movies that I really, really enjoy. And it is crazy how much of a following these Conjuring movies have got. And of course, coming along now is The Conjuring 3, aka The Devil Made Me Do It. Stupid title. I don't think it's a good title.
No.
But whatever, it's just the title for a movie. So there it goes. The question then becomes, it's getting great reviews. The last time I checked, it was sitting at 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
So it's getting very positive. But, I mean, it's not the only Conjuring film that has gotten really good reviews, and some of them have led to pretty decent box office. Let's take a look at a little bit of the history here. So when we're looking at the Conjuring franchise, okay, we look at the first Conjuring, 86% critic score, which is great, kind of right where the new one is right now, and it went on to make $319 million. Conjuring 2 had an 80% critic score, went on to make $320 million. Annabelle, which I was very excited about, and it turned out to be quite bad. Anyway, 29% critic score, but it still made $257 million, despite the fact that it wasn't very good. And then Annabelle totally redeemed itself with Annabelle Creation. I really liked Annabelle Creation. 71% critic score, and of course, then we saw it elevated its box office again to another $306 million. Then came The Nun. Not a great movie. 24% critic score, but I will say this, awesome trailers. The Nun trailers were like that one moment in that Nun trailer where the one woman is walking down the dark hallway with the torch, and all of a sudden the nun comes, flies out of the side, and everybody in the world jumped out of their seats. Terrific marketing, which led to it getting a $365.5 million box office return. Then, of course, we had Annabelle Comes Home, which wasn't actually bad. It was certainly much better than the first Annabelle. 65% critic score, made $231 million. So now we've got The Conjuring 3, and it's sitting at an 85%, getting the same kind of critical reaction that we saw at Conjuring 1 and Conjuring 2. So the question becomes, can it get those types of box office numbers as well? On the one hand, I want to say yes, because this is a series and a franchise that has a devout following.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are people out there who are fans of The Conjuring, they're going to be coming back to come see The Conjuring 3, even if the title is The Devil Made Me Do It. They're going to come back and see it regardless, right? So there's that. On top of that, it's getting positive word of mouth. And it opening in other markets first can kind of help that in its North America debut, hearing that other fans have seen it and fans are liking it. So that works in its favor as well. There are two things working against it, though, as far as I can tell. Thing number one is the trailers have not been great. Unlike The Nun, which was a bad movie with terrific marketing, I have not found anything really about the trailers in this really, really hooking me. It's not like, okay, now I gotta see this movie. The other thing, though, of course, is the same thing we're going to be talking about every movie this month and for the next couple of months. We're not out of the pandemic woods yet. Things are better. We see new case, especially in California, we're seeing new case numbers drop really significantly. The immunizations are going way up, which is also great to see. You know, I was watching sports last night with arenas full of people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's crazy to see, but we're not all the way there yet. There are still a lot of theaters that have limited capacity. There are still people who are a little bit apprehensive, understandably so, who are a little bit apprehensive about going back to the theater. So that's working against it. I think this can do well by Conjuring standards. I see it maybe doing the $250 million range. I don't quite seeing it like getting to the mid 300s like the peak Conjuring stuff has.
Right.
But I think overall it'll do well. Anyway, Aaron, you're seeing the promotion, the marketing, you're seeing what the reaction is. How well, all things considered, do you think this movie could do at the box office?
Well, I think that, what's going to be interesting is not just what Conjuring 3 does at the box office, but what it does for the entire franchise. And here's the reason why I say that. I was talking to a friend the other day who he has a third date with a young lady. And I said, what are you guys doing? And he said, well, she's coming over to watch The Conjuring 2. Or she's coming over to watch The Conjuring, the first one. Right. Because he said, I want to take her to see Conjuring 3 when it comes out, but she hasn't seen the first two. So she's going to come over and watch the first one. And then, so I thought.
Your friend has a strategic mind.
Yes. I was like, well, we'll see if you get past the opening credits. Yeah, she's going to come over and watch a movie. I know that game. But like, I thought that was really interesting that, he is clearly a fan and is recruiting someone else to become a fan. And because there is so much there's so much positive response that's already come out so far, it's going to cause people like me who haven't seen the first two, because I haven't, to go and watch them. Now, it's also difficult for me because I have a rule where I don't watch horror movies in my own home, because then my house gets haunted.
You and Ann both.
I'll watch a scary movie at somebody else's house because I can leave their house and I don't have to worry that something's going to crawl out from under the sofa and attack me. But like, I can't watch a horror movie at my house. That's really hard to do, when you're in a pandemic and you're not leaving your house. So if someone would like to invite me over so that your house can get haunted and I can watch Conjuring 1 and 2 at your house and then leave and never come back, please invite me over. But yeah, I think that there's not just going to be enthusiasm about the third one because of, the fan base that already exists, but the positive response and the fervor that the combination of those two things causes for people to go back and, and go, oh, wow, I'm now interested in checking this out. It's one thing if a horror film gets a sequel. It's another thing if it ends up having the longevity and the life and essentially becomes a franchise in the way that Conjuring has. It really speaks to what's going on with the development and with the creative process, the creative side of this film, the entire franchise. So I'm excited about it.
Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do is coming out. Where's your anticipation level? The reviews have been quite strong. We're hearing a positive word of mouth coming out about it. Are you looking forward to seeing it? Is it still under your radar? How do you think it's going to do at the box office? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.